And we're live. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Theories and Thoughts podcast with Arnya and
Fancy.
Whew, child. Yeah, let me tell y'all something. I am on vacation, I guess, in New Orleans and trying to make things work. You know, already it's different being away from your setup.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I'm at my father's. I'm in a room. So if it looks like a bedroom, that's what it is.
Okay.
And Wi-Fi connecting and hotspot. And I'm like, I've worked before in here with my hotspot. What is the problem? So that's how things are going.
Well, okay.
Then there was what you supposed to say?
Nothing.
Then, girl, there was a water line break. And so they've been having the water off all day. So we couldn't cook nothing. So we've been eating out. It's just been crazy.
And that meant you had to go out too in this crazy traffic. Well, it's crazy traffic here. That's what my day has been like. Well, it got really crazy. Hey, Sharona, it got crazy because I had to get my son to work for 5. And I told him, let's leave out like for 3 because I like to be back home. You know, every time you always be like, I would have to do a Walmart run. I'd be like, I don't leave out after 5 o'clock when I know we got the podcast. I made it home about 5:30. It was 5:30 exactly when I walked through the door because I remember looking at the clock and I'm just like, oh my God. So I didn't get a nap or anything. I don't know. Look, I believe in my naps. So today has just been super good with my kids.
Hey, Sharona. I got me a nap because the sitter came and I was in and out doing stuff. And then my dad was asleep when she left. So I was like, well, let me go on and get this nap in then. So I got a nap in. And I got up and went and got us something to eat. So Nola Pizza Queen. I got pizza from there. It was so good. You know, I believe in supporting those who support me. So she was a part of the persona shoot. So I did a persona shoot New Orleans Sunday. So she was a part of that. And I was like, I want to, you know, pour into her business as well. And so I was able to get some pizza, crawfish pizza. She had sausage on there, but I didn't know if it was beef. So I picked it off, but the crawfish was good. The pizza was good, and I had a pepperoni. Can't go wrong with pepperoni. That's pork. But the persona shoot was good as well. I really enjoyed those ladies. They really took it all in. I took temperatures at the dough, honey.
I was ready to tell you, everybody did. That was smart of you. That was smart.
Yes,
you know,
girl.
like when I thought of that. But
I bought one of them.
The thermometer gun. Thermometers. I guess it ain't no thermometer gun. Yeah. This is a thermometer.
Thermometer girl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They did their head.
Yeah, I know. Sharona says she's jealous of these naps y'all talking about.
What? The naps. Listen, I don't normally get a nap. I normally don't get a nap in. But Fancy lives for a nap, and I wish I could get naps in sometimes. But I'm glad that you take time out to take a nap because you know you be on the go, ma'am.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm glad to hear that the shoot went well, and that you enjoyed it, and that the ladies enjoyed it as well. So.
Yes, ma'am, and I can't wait for our shoot and everything that we have going on as well. I get to see you this weekend.
Oh yeah. Yes. I'm excited about it because I hadn't been anywhere in so many months. Look, I know you said that you have some stuff to do later on, so I'm looking forward to the time though. I am, and to get away from the
house. Girl, we're gonna have fun. But okay, so tonight we have a really special guest. I'm excited about it because she's helping us with. Earlier you was like, "What's the topic?" And I was like, "Helping kids get through the holidays." I mean, essentially that's the topic, but that wasn't the official topic, I guess. But I'm excited to hear what ways the things that she's gonna say, because so many kids have lost and have dealt with disappointment this year, and just helping kids. And so many times we always say, oh, they're gonna be all right. We act like that they're not human in a way, if that makes sense.
True.
So I'm excited to hear about that. But in sad news, we do give our condolences to Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child. Her father passed. Apparently, he had been battling. I didn't catch. I just forgot what it was that he was battling for 15 years. I'm guessing it was cancer, since that's usually what it is. So our condolences go to her and her family. So, December 21st, did you get some superpowers?
No. And for one, I would have been late. Like, I would have been late to activate to begin with, because I did not know what was going on. Like, I was texting with my best friend, and she kept on saying, it must be the conjunction. It must be the conjunction. And the first time, I thought, for whatever we were talking about, I thought it was like a play on trains or something. And then she said it again, and I'm like, sorry, apparently someone must forgot it was Tuesday in the house. But when she said it again, I was like, is the conjunction a time? So I tried Googling it. The conjunction, it was a real thing, which is when Saturn and Jupiter come the closest they've ever been, but also the closest to Earth as well, because it's like the most observable moment happened last night in so many years. Like 1623, I think, was the closest they've been, was the last time they were that close. And then maybe 1226 is the first time they were that observable. So anyway, but the thing is, it started with a tweet on Twitter where someone said that our superpowers were supposed to, meaning black people, superpowers were supposed to be activating on December 21st at 12 o'clock. So Black Twitter, of course, did their thing and took over, and it kind of just took off. So it was really funny just seeing how creative Black people can be, and how we can oftentimes just laugh at ourselves. Like, we have the ability, I think, to laugh at ourselves like no one else. But did you see the tweets?
Okay, so me being the person that I am, someone was saying, what y'all gonna do with y'all superpower, with y'all superpower? So I'm like, what the hell? And so in his comments, he put the tweet where the girl said it, and I was like, people are so funny. But I loved it. I love the fact that it was one of those situations of, we had a chance to let our hair down and really just be silly, silly, funny. I loved it. I was here for all of the posts, the posts, everything. People was like, I have one of my girlfriends put, it's real, y'all. It's real. My son went to bed at 11 p.m. So, like, that never happens. It's real. And here's the thing. I just feel like, especially now, it's almost like if you have fun, people are like, stop it. We have a pandemic going on. People are dying. We have social unrest. But people actually took time to just be silly and just playful. And I think that's what I love best about it. Because, so many times, because, girl, every time you say something, somebody got something to say about, people are losing lives and y'all playing, y'all going, I was waiting for somebody to try to come for me for that photo shoot. Oh my God. It's almost like, I'm almost like, do what's best for you, love, and leave me alone. I had people in the medical profession there at that shoot, you know what I'm saying? But we, again, took every precaution and everything to make sure everybody was safe. Not saying, I'm not out here just running around, girl, as soon as you say you're taking a vacation, I'm not getting in them germs. Somebody asked, are y'all dating in these corona streets? And, is it worth your life? I'm like, oh my God, shut up. So I was happy that people actually took time to participate in the shenanigans, and I loved it. What was your thoughts? Because I
loved it. I blogged about it because that just like made my morning yesterday. I was so not expecting to see that. I just went on. I don't even know. I went on Twitter looking for the news and just to see what I might write about, and then I saw Black Twitter was trending, and then that's how I was able to see, that's what it was that was actually trending with it. So I love all of it, especially someone actually did like a little video where it's like what was it? Basically like we were going into a training academy or something, and they were asking all these questions, and it was just like, but the thing was, and I do not mean any disrespect when I say it, but he had this Slurpee and he was just like, Dr. Saban is giving out smoothies in the back. But it was just such a good thing. It was like the Obamas was there and, speaking. It was just crazy. So I really just, I
love it.
I enjoyed it too. It was good to just see us kind of all, just Black people having a good moment throughout all of this.
Exactly. That in itself, I just love that, because that in itself was a movement. We are very creative. We come up with so much stuff. So yeah. $600 stimulus check.
Well, actually, since we've been on, I got a notification that says that President Trump, that's what it says he will not sign relief bill unless Americans receive 2,000 stimulus checks. I think that just seemed like Trump is just doing it out of spite. I mean, at this point now, of course, anything would be good, but I mean, it's not going to change the election results. So
I'm sick of him. I'm sick of his flunkies. I had an opinion. I had a surveyor call me the other day. You always wonder who they're surveying. Whenever they say 5 out of 100 Americans say this, then you always wonder. Well, I was one of them this week. Well, last week, and she asked me. She said, "Paxson, would you vote to reelect the Attorney General?" Paxson, I said, "Hell no." Because he's the one who sued the other states.
Oh,
in
wow.
Texas.
Okay, yeah.
He's the one who sued the other states, talking about it was fraud in the election. I was like, hell no. Him, Abbott, no, none of them. That lady was dying laughing at me. It was so many questions that she asked me, but it was funny. But girl, I feel like 600 was good. I hope that they give more to unemployment, because so many people are off. But my thing is, so many people are off, but so many people are taking advantage of it. Some people are taking advantage of it. Hell, I take advantage of curbside, even though I'm not afraid to go in the store, but I think that just with anything, people are taking advantage of it and it becomes a burden. But did you see they said that Congress or somebody was getting paid $8,000 and they felt like $600 was sufficient? I was like, okay.
Wow. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I played entirely too many games. So, I don't know. $600 is good. Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. You finish.
Oh, I was going to say, $600 is good. $2,000 would be great. Especially for those who's not working. A lot of people are not working. A lot of people are struggling at this time, and that that goes with our topic today. Just parents trying to figure it out, and then they gotta help their kids figure it all out. It's just kids learning how to adapt to being at home all the time. I mean, it's just so much.
Yep. So actually, what we can do is we can go ahead on and bring Miss Kimberly in now. Just a minute. Greetings.
Hi, ladies.
Hi, Miss Kimberly. You look so pretty.
Thank you.
It's good on you. Welcome to Theories and Thoughts Podcast.
What'd you say?
Welcome to Theories and Thoughts Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited.
Yes, we're excited to talk to you tonight because this is a real issue that everybody's facing right now. How to talk to our kids. I just say trauma. Through the trauma of this year. How do we get through the trauma of 2021? Because so many people, although it may not have been at some of our footstep, our step stool, but it has affected a lot of people. So before we go into the topic, can you just tell our audience a little bit about yourself?
Okay. So, oh goodness. I never know where to start here. Where do I begin? So as you know, my name is Kimberly A. Morrow. I am an educator. I've been in education for almost 25 years. 5 years. So I'm a mom also, and which is really kind of what led me into writing my book, 8 Pearls of Wisdom, because my son he still is special needs. And so I really had to learn how to navigate that system. People thought that just because I was a teacher that, everything about special education. Oh, no, I didn't teach special ed. I really didn't. I had to learn on the fly. So I learned a lot about how to navigate those waters. But right now I'm sorry, I'm trying to work my camera here. Okay.
Right there, that's perfect.
I'll be the same way.
There we go.
I'm the same way right now, like, okay.
So currently I'm still teaching, but just not in the traditional sense, not in the classroom anymore. So I have my own homeschool business. So I created my own school. It's called Morrow Academy, named after my mother. So that way I can work with parents who want to homeschool their children. And then I also do distance learning tutoring for those who the parents are struggling, their kids are struggling with distance learning. So I actually work with those students on, their homework and everything. So I understand what the parents are going through, because I look at this work and, like I said, I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher over, 25 years, and I'll be like, what is your teacher? What do they want?
Exactly. Yeah, as a parent, I'm often like that. So it's actually really good to hear a teacher say that.
Oh my God! I'll go. Okay, hold on. Let me read the directions one more time. Let me try to figure out what your teacher is asking. I'm not really sure, and then they'll go, "Yeah, but you taught this." But teachers are funny. They'll be looking for a particular answer, and they'll want that particular answer. So I have to go, okay, let me read this again. Let me make sure. So I feel for the parents, because I feel for me. I have students that are like trying to get help with their history. And I'm like, hold on, what did your teacher say in class? Because they're looking for particular things, and they go, I don't know, I didn't understand what was going on. I go, okay, let me read it. So anyway, I work with students who are still enrolled in their regular school, but they're doing the whole distance learning, and so I help them out as well. And I'm about to do some vision board workshops. I got some workshops coming up. So, I'm very excited about this. I've been doing vision boards now for over almost 10 years. Almost 10 years I've been doing vision boards, and I've been doing the workshops for about 3 years now. So very excited about that. So I got a lot of irons in the fire right now.
Yes. I was about to say, I can relate to that homework, because my nephew used to have homework, and I had all kinds of math before I finished high school, and then have a degree. And I'm like, I don't know this, but look, tell your teacher you did it like this, and this is how I knew to do it, and she'll be okay with it. It was like, okay. I was like, I don't know this new stuff that y'all have going on.
I'm sorry, let me just say this right quick. I work with this 4th grader, right? And he was showing me his math work. Now, when we multiply, it's like, okay, 2-digit numbers, it's like, okay, you go this way, then you go that way. And but the work was like, you're supposed to multiply this and then add this and then bring them together. I was like, okay, I don't know how to do it that way. I learned that way. I'm going to show you how I learned to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
And take it
steps in the math work. I'm like, look, I don't know how to do all that, but I'll show you how I know how to do it. Answer.
Exactly. So, okay, coping through the holidays. So what made you just, this is probably a silly question, but what made you say, you know what, I need to start speaking out about this just so I can help parents? Was it people contacting you, asking you, hey, Miss Kim, can you help me with getting through this holiday? Or what was the trigger for you to say, you know what, I need to get out here, I need to help these parents and give them tools?
You know what, it's because I'm working with these kids who are at home, and I talk to them. That's one of my big things about working with kids. You got to listen to them and talk to them and hear what's on their mind. So I talk to the kids, and they're like, Christmas is going to be different this year, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm like, okay, so what can parents do to kind of navigate those waters? And so what the activities that I'm doing with my students that I work with, one of the activities is a gratitude tree. It's a Christmas tree. So I have these templates on my website. It's the trees, it's the ornaments, it's the gift boxes. And so all a parent would have to do is print them out. They can cut them out. And then what the child does is they write on each ornament or on the gift boxes what it is they are thankful for, because it's been so many things happening in 2020, a lot of negative things, but there are also positive things that have happened. And so I call her my little girl. So I have one girl student, and I practice all of my activities with her because she's so creative. So I was like, I want you to do this gratitude tree. And I was like, so she was like, oh, 2020 was bad. I said, I know, but what are you thankful for in 2020? And she was like, my family, we have food, I love to eat. And she said, my tutor, oh, thank you. And then with, all of these different things. She was like, I have more time to do my coming up with stuff, my creative things, and I get to spend time with my family, and we get to play games. And she just went on, and I'm like, you see, it's a lot of things to be thankful for. And she made these. We did like an entrepreneur lesson, and so she created like these little bracelets. And
that is so cute.
And so today she was like, let me show you my products. Okay. And she told me they're $1. I said, do custom bracelets? So she made this one for me right then. It's pink and green because I'm an AKA. I was like, I like pink and green, please.
Oh,
that's so cute. But these are these are pipe cleaners.
Right.
These are little beads. We have to, and I was guilty too as a parent, but we have to step out of that. Everything has to be bought. Everything has to be brand new. I used to tell my kids when they were growing up, they would ask me, well, Mom, what do you want for Christmas? I was like, please make me something. Because I feel like it'll be from your heart. So I love when they would cut out pictures or get a picture of themselves and put it on a construction paper card. These are things that they can do this now.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to get parents to do is let's go back to the old school. I contributed to an article on Shondaland. She has like a newspaper or a magazine. So I contributed to an article where it's talking about our kids are having a 70s summer. And so using that thought process, our kids are going back to the old school. They're going outside and playing. They're coming up with games. Yes. And so take it back to the old school, make things. We used to make cookies.
Oh, yeah.
and
we
give
used to talk
those
to each
away
other.
as gifts. You know, we used to make our cards. You know, in school, our teachers used to have us make cards. We used to color. We used to do so many things that were outside of being on a computer, because I know they're tired of being on a computer. So that's why I have them. Okay, so let's make this. Oh, and here's another thing we did today. If parents, if they go like on YouTube, you know, so many things on YouTube. So my student and I today, we made a lava lamp.
Oh.
You know how easy it is
Wow.
to make a lava lamp?
No,
Yeah.
how?
No.
It's so easy. Well, I mean, you know, if people are kind of struggling, you know, money-wise, because it does take some vegetable oil. So you do have to have some vegetable oil. I just used one of my old water bottles, you know, that finished all the water, use the water bottle. It's got to be 3/4 vegetable oil. You fill it 3/4 wise with vegetable oil. You put water in there, get some baking soda, and then drop about 10 drops of food coloring.
Wow.
And you got a lava lamp.
I never would have thought of
We
it.
just learned something. Wait, Miss Kim, you're the first person who ever taught us how to do something.
Yes.
On the podcast. Now you're gonna have me talk about, come on. Because my father has Parkinson's and I'm here with him. I'm like, come on, Dad, let's make this.
And you know what? It was so much fun. And the great thing about it is, you know, as a parent, if you know, want to bring in the science part, because it was a science experiment / gift. And so the science part of it is to show that oil and water don't mix.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't we heard that before?
Right.
Oil and water don't mix. Well, they really don't.
Right.
They separate. And so for her, my student, she was able to see it separate. And then when we dropped the food coloring in there, and then with the baking soda, actually we didn't use baking soda today. We used Alka-Seltzer, because I was like, didn't think about the baking soda until afterwards. We used the Alka-Seltzer drops, dropped them in there, and it was amazing. Yeah, it was great.
But what does the baking soda do? I'm just kind of curious.
It's the Alka-Seltzer. It makes it bubble.
Okay. I was kind of looking at it, but I just wasn't certain. Okay.
Yeah.
And the effect continues. I'm just curious. Look, I'm serious about these lamps.
If you put the baking soda in there, the effect will continue. If you use Alka-Seltzer, you have to keep, occasionally drop the Alka-Seltzer in there. That's why I was like, oh, we're gonna do a baking soda next time.
Okay, got it.
Slime is another thing. A lot of kids love slime. It's so easy too. It's detergent and I can't remember right now. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll get the ingredients to you. We made slime together. We made different kinds. It was like this one had more consistency, this one had less. So, but those ingredients are all over YouTube. It's fun.
Yeah,
it is fun. Have them, they can make up their own game. We don't have to go to the store and buy everything. As a matter of fact, I don't know how you guys look way younger than me, but I don't know.
Not that much.
But we used to, when we were kids, both my parents worked, and so they would go to work during the day, and Child Protective Services would be arrested now, because I think I was like 9 and my brother was like 7 and my sister was probably like 4, and we would be home alone all day long. My parents got me to work. So during Christmas break, we had to figure it out, and we came up with a lot of things. We made so many things. And a lot of things, then parents will say, well, then I have to go to the store and buy this. No, do you know how many things at your house that you have that you can use? A cereal box that could be used for something. Those baggies, just so many things that are around the house that parents can use or kids can use to have fun.
And having fun. I'm sorry, go ahead, Fancy.
Well, I was just gonna say, the whole process, it kind of makes me think about like, I grew up reading Little House on the Prairie books, you know, and during the Christmas time, they did like the most simplest things, or they got gifts that was like candy canes, and they were super excited. They would mess around with the fireplace or something, you know. So that's kind of what it makes me think of, you know, the activity one.
We just really have to go back to simpler times. Just really going back to simpler times, and you know, because this is our life right now. This is our life. I used to take my kids to Universal Studios around the Christmas holidays, and heck, it's no Universal. We go Universal Studios in this house today.
Right, facts. So with so you said making stuff gratitude tree. What's anything else that to help kids get through it? Like when they start asking questions, do you have like what should you tell them? Because I remember I had my nephew right before Trump got elected, and I didn't have an answer for him. He was like, well, no, I did have an answer for him. He was like, well, if Trump gets elected, are we going back to slavery? So I mean, that was his question.
Right.
And I was like, no, baby, there's different laws and everything. So, but how do you tell a person about something that's about something that's so uncertain as Corona, and maybe if they know about the civil unrest? How do you explain that or talk to a kid and just be like, hey, you're going to be okay? Because some of them, they're not feeling okay. Even though, we're playing and stuff, but then when we're done making and stuff, you know, in the back of their minds, they're kind of like, but I don't know. I don't trust the police. I'm scared of them, or I don't want nobody around me because I might die or something like that.
Or get sick. Yeah. Really, first of all, one, you want to be age appropriate. It just really depends on the age of the child, because there really is no one size fits all. So depending on their age, if they're 6 or 7, which they're aware of what's going on as well, you want to be matter of fact, but you also want to be sensitive to their age. You don't want to give them too much information, is what I'm trying to say. You want to, yes, those things are happening and people are fighting to make things better. And then you understand what I'm saying? We don't want to give them the history of police brutality in America, because then that's very depressing, and I don't know if I can climb out of that hole. So right. So we want to give them, be honest, but give them enough based upon their age. And this is the one big, huge thing. Listen. So when they, because I also work with 7th, 8th, and 9th grade boys, our boys, who this is their life. And so when they start asking questions, I'll turn it back to them. So when they ask me, well, they call me Miss Kimberly. Miss Kimberly, what do you think about X, Y, and Z? And I go, well, what do you think about it? You tell me what you think first. And then they'll share their concerns, and then I'll just kind of fill in where I feel like there's a gap there. So it's really important to listen and find out what they already know. Because some things, they've said some things that are kind of like outlandish, and I'll go, okay, so now where did you read that? Oh, I didn't read it. So-and-so told me. I go, okay, so I'm going to recommend that you actually do your own research so you can really learn a little bit more about this. But I never tell them your opinion is wrong, what you're thinking is wrong. I don't do that. I like to find out where their heads are, and then I try to be thoughtful of their age. When Trump was elected, my son was in high school, but my son, like I said, has special needs. So cognitively, he wasn't necessarily of a regular high school age kid. He was in the 11th grade. So cognitively, he wasn't quite on that 11th grade level. And he had been hearing all of his classmates say, oh, Trump is going to get elected, and, he's not going to be my president. So he was repeating what he had heard them say. And I said, when Trump is president, we are going to respect the fact that that's the office, and we respect the office of president. And that was it. I didn't want to, because I want him to figure out if he likes Trump on his own. Thankfully he didn't. But I wanted him to kind of get to that place on his own, because I think sometimes as parents and as adults, we want to, when we talk to kids, we want to tell them from our perspective, and we want to kind of we're biased. These are our feelings. This is how we feel about it. So we're not giving them information objectively. We're giving them information from a place of our own experiences and our own fears. But right now, in the time of coronavirus, this has been what I've shared with my students and my daughter and my son, is that we've been here before as a world. In 1918, there was the influenza, and just think, their medical abilities were much less, or weren't as
advanced.
There you go. Thank you. I'm like a woman of a certain age now, so sometimes I do have these mental pauses. And so we, as a world, we survived that. And then we've had other epidemics. There was the Asian flu in the 1950s, and so there have been other things that have come about, and we've been able to rise above them. And so that's another thing that I want parents to give hope and encouragement. Even though when I talked to my dad, and he's like, yeah, we went through all this in the 50s and 60s. He's 81. He said, everything that's happening now, we already went through this. And I could be like, oh, dang, we're going through it again. Nothing has changed, but things have changed. So it's with the children, we just have to be very hopeful with them. Because if we're not hopeful, if we're just like, oh, yeah, you're right, we could die tomorrow, then they have no hope. So being very hopeful, being very positive, what you put out is what you get back. And really just assuring them that you're loved. I mean, really, you can't tell them, no, nothing bad is going to ever happen to you. We don't know that. It might not be coronavirus. It could be going out and getting hit by a car. But just letting them know right now, you're with me, you're safe, you're loved. That's the biggest thing, having them know that they're loved and know that they're safe with you. So hope that.
I'm trying to put that in the comments. I love that. Arnya, are you able to hear us clearly and everything?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, this was a certain. I'm sorry, I was trying to get that into the notes. So we have the activities, and then from Anya's question, we also know how to have those conversations. My question, I guess, though, kind of is because my kids are older. They're actually teenagers, so I'm just curious, like from a parent standpoint, have you had to deal with any parents, expressing their concerns about how Christmas might be different, or coming to you and saying, that they're trying to figure out how to better talk, have these conversations?
I have not. I have not with the older ones, not with the teenagers. But if I did, I mean, it would really just be the same thing. Try to focus on
the positives.
On the positive, and because all of us, me too, we get bogged down and caught up in everything that's going wrong and everything we don't have. And sometimes we just have to shift our perspective and just realize that there are so many things that we do. Even during the time of Corona, I'm actually very thankful because I've had an opportunity to focus on my personal writings. which I'm very excited about that. I'm creating a Black Women's History workbook, and I'm creating an African American calendar. And so I'm thankful that I have the time to actually be able to sit with my thoughts and do this, because if it weren't for Corona, I'd be running up and down the highway right now, commuting back and forth to work. So for that, I'm actually grateful. I'm grateful I don't have to be in that traffic driving, miles and miles away. So again, it's so many things that we can be thankful for. And another thing, especially since you have teenagers, and this is something I did with my kids, and I used to even talk to my students about it when I used to teach high school. Community service. Right now, there are people that are way worse off than we are. I have a very good friend, a very dear friend. She has triplets, and they were doing a project for this entrepreneur program they were in for the summer, and they created go bags or gift bags, or I'm saying it wrong, but they created these bags to deliver to the homeless.
Oh, like the care bags or something. I've heard. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So it had the mask, the hand sanitizer, things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And so of course they're not going to charge the homeless, but how they raise money for it. And they had people donate money so that they can provide these bags. And those are things that we, instead of just giving, or instead of taking, if we're in a position to give, then that's they can be a blessing to someone else. So even though right now it may be rough, and even though as parents, we may not have a lot of money to spend, on our kids, but we can remind them that it's Christmas. It's a season of giving. It's not about the gift, and a lot of times, and I'm going to bring it here, and, forgive me if I'm taking it to a place where you don't want it, but Jesus is the reason for the season, not the gifts.
Yeah.
Not the gifts. It's about, it's about being thankful. It's about love. It's about giving. And so even with, it doesn't just have to be teenagers, but kids that are old enough to understand that they can give back. One year, my kids really made me very mad. They were younger, and I was just done with them because they were so unappreciative. And their dad just went off. He was like, you know what, you get nothing. And I was like, tell them, because they were, being unappreciative and disrespectful of my hard work. And so I had them give their gifts to children who wouldn't have gifts.
Wow. I commend you.
Oh, I don't know about that. And they had to make each other gifts.
Oh, well, but I know they learned the lesson that year.
You have to be appreciative. So community service is another great way to show or to step outside of, our own head or our own what we can't do this year, because it's other people that really need support. So
yeah, I love that. I love that you mentioned community service, especially it seems like as of late, I don't really know how it's been going in my area. I've been trying to understand that, because it seems, like there's more restrictions. I know that they had recently made some new laws, like as far as like the things that we could give to the homeless or where they could gather and things like that. So, but I really do think community service would be great, because normally you could go and like help at like kind of like what might be called a soup kitchen or something.
Right.
And now I just, I don't know if we're still able to do that with the different restrictions and so on.
But I live in an area where there are elderly people, and so like if you live in an area where you know there are older people or people who can't, get out, and you just, ask them, hey, I'm going to the store. Would you like me to bring you something? You can leave it on their front step. Right. That's service.
That's nice.
That's service. I think sometimes when we hear community service, we think, oh, I've got to go somewhere and do this service. We can serve the people that are in our community, that are right next door to us or across the hall from us or around the corner from us. That's another way to be of service.
Yeah, I love that. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share? I know that you have your book, The 8 Pearls of Wisdom, a parenting guide. Where can they find that at?
They can find the book. So it's at the different retail stores, Barnes & Noble, Walmart. It's on Amazon. If they go to my website, and if you want me to, I can type it in the chat, but it's easy. KimAMorrow.com. And on that website, it will actually lead them to my other website as well. So that way I don't have to give you 2 websites. KimAMorrow.com, and they click on the icon, whether if they want the ebook or the physical copy of the book, and they click on it and it'll take them to where they need to be.
Okay.
And then my other website has the activity that I was telling you about, the gratitude tree template. And it has some other things. I'm getting ready for my vision board workshop. So it has some vision board work, like a workbook for those who've already done the vision board, and then how to keep the momentum going. So, and that is on my Educators Leading the Change website. But if you go to KimAMorrow.com, you can get to both of those from there. Yeah, so I don't want to give you a lot of websites because that gets confusing.
Yeah, so, and I ended up actually deleting the ticker, but I did have it. I posted it in the comments. I don't know what is going on today. Okay. Tonight has been a little crazy. I think it's the holidays.
And yes, it has.
Okay.
Yeah, we appreciate you for coming in.
Okay.
My apologies about that. At first, I had your name there along with your accolades, and then okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's all right. We're gonna do a gratitude tree. That's what we should do. We should do that next week. Fancy.
That's nice. I love that idea. A lot of the tools seem like they are focused around gratitude, and I really love that. So it brings us, like you said, back to the whole reason of the season.
Exactly. And I know, a lot of kids are, really like, oh, what are we going to do? We can't go anywhere, but just making home and making everything festive at the house. And like I said, creating things. I have my little girl, she's working on her things, and she made me the bracelets. So, those are great things that children can do. So I'm all about it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And look, we've lost but thank you for joining us this evening, and peace and blessings and happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys, so we have had some technical difficulties this evening, but it is what it is. We have made it through. Miss Morrow gave some great information, especially for the parents. Hoping that you all come back and do some replays and take down those tips. And let me just let you all know what do we have going on this week. So, okay, I see Arnya.
It's been one of them nights.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
I was doing the closing. I was gonna let you do your plugs and so on. My bad. I thought you could hear me back there. I wasn't thinking about it.
I did. I heard you say I see Arnya on. I don't know. Anyway, Linktree, LadiCEO, email ARNYA at lady with the ICEO. Remember, we're gonna be off for the month of January. So if you come looking for us, we're not gonna be there, but we're coming back February with some awesome guests. Let me tell you, we have some awesome things planned for Theories and Thoughts podcast. So be on the lookout for those things as well. That's all I got before I get cut off again.
Okay. Well, guys, y'all can find me at Linktree Fancy Thoughts. SwagHer Magazine is everything across the board for SwagHer platforms, and then for my own platforms, everything is Fancy SwagHer across the platforms. And if you're on Clubhouse, then give me a follow. And yeah, I'm just gonna end it there. All right, so happy holidays, y'all.
Merry Christmas.
Look, I can't even wait. Like,